refresh, reset with a 9 on time and a crow carrying a golden thread. How's your Sagittarius moon, kids? Literally, the shadow is just kind of giving me that arch, like the arch of the bow with the smoke there. It's really kind of cool. Sagittarius always has that shooting in the dark kind of feeling, you know? Like you really have no idea what's going on out there, up above you. We have our perceptions, we have our scope, we have our ability to observe, and those abilities are, you know, varying to personal degrees and levels. But we all know what's out there. We all know what we're aiming for. Just can't see it. But Death Cab for Cutie, I'll follow you into the dark. That was a message from one of our last reads. That's the vibe. That's the times. There's this card that fell, and I don't want to grab it. I just got very cold, or became more aware of the cold, and was like, I don't know. I don't want to turn it. I want to keep shuffling. But the Ten of Cups sitting down there. Yeah, precisely. It's too cold for mosquitoes to be coming around and bothering us. And yet, vibe check? Vibe check. How's the life and times and things? I was hesitant to pick up this sword. Ouch, I don't want to slice them down. I don't want this person to be my enemy. Those electrodes kind of moving, something in the frequency, something in the air. Whatever it is that we're picking up, we're not wrong. We just don't want to see it. We'd rather distract, redirect, misdirect. Look over there. What? No, wait. Look over there. Rather than getting down into it, rather than striking the earth with our sword, we'd rather misdirect. And it's not just, and I say us, because even though there are external things, energies, clouds, blah, 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 that are, you're so sweet, kid. Gold snaggle. Well, good morning, Liberty and Justice. Friends. Come in, friends. There's been a lot of stuff to slice and dice out here this morning, and I don't know why. Everything started off so lovely. It was also well planned, also prepared. We're so ready. But whatever it is that we're emerging up into in our day, in our moon journey, we're gonna have to be ready. Don't get caught off guard. Don't get distracted by the nonsense. It's easy to let ourselves get carried away with other people trying to pull on our emotions, pull on our truth. That's interesting. The way that cup just kind of shaped the water and reflected it back. It's like, oh, kind of a reminder when you see those kinds of things pop up. Somebody trying to pick onto your insecurities and pull them out just so they can get a reaction, just so they don't have to, just so they can get a distraction from whatever it is that's going on inside of their head. That's still a reflection of you. They're still pulling on a truth. They're just bending it to their will to manipulate your cup, your perspective, your scope. That's what's causing, like, the curvature of the earth is what's causing the fog to be so thick around us. And, you know, yes, yes, precisely. The early rise has definitely been a part of the ritual. We kind of just adapt with that natural Virgo ability that we'll do whatever we want whenever we can. If it's something that matters, if it's really important, you'll find the time. Whatever your initial intention was, depending on the environment, depending on how far under the ocean or in the midst of that fog and clouds, you just find a way to swim your way through, to roll through, go under the smoke and mirrors. It's very, very sneaky, you know. That might also be a little Scorpio fourth house. You know, just tiptoeing through. Yeah, that arrow that we're shooting through this night sky is silent. Nobody even knows you're there. This King of Cups was very warming. This is a very warming energy. I'm just going to keep him close by. This is rather chilly, but it's fun out here. I really do. I like it. It's got a vibe. The animals like to add their 2 cents to whatever it is that I'm doing. And it's fun. Just kind of getting into the vibe of these energies. All of that, like, smoke and smog is really, I think it's also the cold that is causing my cards themselves to fog up. But some of that fog might even be caused by, like, this warmth. Like the heat of breath on cold glass. I was just looking at the goggles on his head, on his hat there. Crystal clean. Goggles on this child's head. They're just a little bit darkened in the one eye. The one eye is kind of skewed from vision due to trauma. His trauma, your trauma, doesn't matter whose trauma is who you're talking to. That's how this smoke and mirror effect happens, to cause that confusion, not just for the individual that I'm speaking to, but for the individuals that those individuals are speaking to. Their truth is bent and misconstrued as well, and that's why it gets so smoky, so foggy, and so confusing when those energies ramp up. People get all excited because at some point nobody's speaking truth anymore. They're just whipping up a storm. And the funniest part is that, like, it is all true. It's all stuff that exists inside of us, inside of you, inside of them. That darkness was always there. It's just now they had permission to say it. Now you have permission to say it because the circumstances and the situation has changed. Or even trying to use it to cut your way through the tension, cut your way out of the womb, cut your way into that next. And these are all scopes and perspectives and wisdoms that this King of Cups is giving me right now. This is just him sitting here with me, whispering into my ear, keeping me warm, keeping me calm, and telling me what is going on. He's my Jiminy Cricket right now. He's the dark crow with the golden thread. I don't know. We did Rumpelstiltskin before bed last night, and had a little moment with the crows. Got this beautiful little spiderweb creation, kind of like just chilling. It's really coming along. Like the web work over here is really coming along. It's been nice. It's been nice. Stuff is growing, building, and coming together quite beautifully. Even if we can't see all of that because we're still in this clouded fog. Hey, there's that warmth. See, it keeps coming in the more that we focus on what's working for us as opposed to what's working against us. When we keep working in that light side and regard, and we keep focusing on that, we can actually illuminate through that fog and start to create our own little glass dome, terrarium, protected space. We get to make up and take up our own space. Sorry, I had to have an alternative conversation inside of my head. If you're ever wondering, is she talking about me? Is she talking to me? Take it if it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. If it resonates, it resonates. Let it resonate, reverberate through your body, through your mind, through your spirit, and try to figure out why you're attached to what it is that I'm saying. Because it's actually all part of a very intricate and beautiful and much larger web. Am I talking to you? Yes. I am also talking to every possible reflection of you that is made from the same material. This applies not only to you, but the people that you're working with. This is where they're coming from too. They're in that space too. How they act and what they do in circumstances and situations, that is completely up to you, how you want to deal with that. That's your own elements, that's your own alchemy, that's your own kitchen that you're working in. I'm just telling you that that thing that you're holding in your hand is parsley. All right? That's my speech on that for the day. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. It's garlic that you're holding there. Garlic is very good. It's very purifying for the blood in particular. Aquarius energy is fickle in its fixation. I don't know why I had to say that like that, why that came out that way. But like it just gave me the thought perception of aerated or clotting blood flowing and why you would need garlic in your diet to cleanse and purify that blood. Don't mind me and my sideways tirades. Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Eight of Wands. Well, that escalated quickly. That escalated quickly. Whatever is coming next, whatever it is that we're working on, moving through, and want to see happen because we have a particular feeling, we're going to have to go in blind. We already know where to put our money in the bank. We already know what good services, habits, rituals, and practices are creating this golden foundation for ourselves. We already know what's serving, and what's the word I'm looking for? And gaining interest in our bank. But we might not want to look because it's been heartbreaking breaking those habits, literally sticking swords into gears and stopping machines that we ourselves created. I built this heart though, you know? I worked on this car. I've had it my whole life and I've done everything for it. I don't want to let it go. No, but it doesn't serve. But the time that it was taking to keep working on that system was actually hurting you the entire time. It was actually taking you in the completely wrong direction. As much as you loved it, we had to stick a sword into it. Maybe close your eyes. Don't look. It's the scary part of the movie, kids. But it does need to be done. And that's why we have this daddy, literally gonna say Cancer. So this is probably a Cancerian energy in your life, this King of Cups. A masculine who is warm, who is comforting, who is offering you words or energy or just space to give you the courage and the time and the system. What are you doing with your life? No, not that kind of daddy energy. Jeez, kids, come on. Be real. The warm kind, the secure kind, the kind that builds you up and gets you ready for what you're doing with your life. Because we already know, kid. I already know what's in my bank. What's in your bank? Probably too many credit cards and maybe just a little bit too much time on your hands. Huh? Yeah. All right. Moving forward. This is what unlocks the key. This is what causes the eruption of disruption that opens up those doors that were locked for so long and just blasts right through them. Ow, kids. What you're going to get with such an aggressive projection is going to open up a whole lot more than you probably wanted to have to deal with. But it's getting through that next circle, getting into that next phase, that next world. When you're time traveling between worlds, you have to remember that it's all bubbles. It's all bubbles. So when you move from one world into the next, you're starting in the outside of the bubble, and you have to keep getting to the center of the bubble to slip through the stream into the next bubble. And if you don't understand time travel, I'm sorry, get off my page. Yeah. Thanks, kids. Like the live if you're in. If you're not, bye bye bye. All right. So when we're time traveling, we have to understand that each bubble is going to get bigger and bigger. You're going to have to interact with more things by nature. That's the laws of multiplication in math. But as we keep progressing through those larger cycles, we continue to spiral it down into that finite point of evolution and moving into the next phase. Thanks for the interaction, kid. You're so cool. Fun little distractions. It's not going to take us off point, though. It's not going to take us off target. See through the bullshit. And bye, kids. See how easy it is to just tune things out, to reset, to reshift. That's the point of the Sagittarius moon, is getting to your point. Through the clouds, through the confusion, through the distraction. Make it quiet. Make all the fog, smoke, dust, the clouds drop away and find your point. Because from the center of your point is where you find the target. It's where you acquire and accumulate all those things that we've been shooting for, that we've been aiming at. All of a sudden, smoke clears at just the right time. And we've loaded up our cannons with as many wands as we could pack in there. Because we're going to hit that target and then some. This is fun, kids. Thanks for coming out. I hope you all have a fantastic moon. We'll see you next time.